Pryor, scarcely used Monday night, ponders his future with the Redskins. Philadelphia, here's the best way to describe Terrelle Pryor's current status in the Redskins offense. When Kirk Cousins was asked specifically about his outside receivers following Washington's limp loss to the Eagles Monday night, the quarterback mentioned 6 names, including 2 tight ends and a running back. Pryor's name didn't come up. And here's the best way Pryor summarized his own status, when asked whether his first half benching against the Eagles might be repeated next week against Dallas. "I'm not sure," he said. "I mean, that's a good question. I don't know." NFL Power Rankings, Week 7, Eagles are good, but Patriots get the top spot. To the many issues on Coach Jay Gruden's agenda, a battered offensive line whose duct tape is now held together with duct tape, a defense that's given up 87 points over 3 games, a secondary with more injuries than interceptions, a tendency to close games with a whimper. Add this one, the head coach just sidelined his presumed top wideout on national television. He did so, Gruden said, to provide more chances to second-year man Josh Doctson, who responded by setting a career high in receptions. With 3. "We drafted Josh to be the number 1 guy," Gruden said. "He just has had some injuries. Now that he's healthy, we want to see what he can do, you know? And he's doing a pretty good job. We've just got to coach him all. We're gonna use him all, so it doesn't really matter who starts." Maybe it wouldn't matter if the whole crew was rotating in and out. Washington's first half rotation, though, skipped right over Pryor, not just in favor of Doctson but also Ryan Grant, the 4th-year man who caught 9 passes last season. Pryor had 77, and then arrived in Washington suggesting there were greater things in store. So surely, he must have been a bit surprised to find himself on the field for just 1 play in the entire first quarter of this crucial division showdown, no? First quarter? First half, Pryor noted. "I didn't play at all. You know, that's coach's call." Pryor, to be fair, said the right things about the stunning rebuke, that he was rooting for his teammates, that he trusts his coaches, that there's a lot of guys around the league that are starting fresh with new quarterbacks that aren't killing the game right now, either. Still, this had to sting for a player who arrived on a 1-year prove-it deal, bubbling over with self-confidence. "I walk it and talk it, I breathe it," he said in the spring. Despite a slow start, marked by drops and miscommunications, he entered the week having played more offensive snaps than any Redskins running back or receiver. Before Monday night, he had been on the field for more than 86% of the team snaps. The public message remained upbeat, about growing pains, and a slow process, and making strides. Eagles make the big plays to pull away from Redskins. Now? Those words might remain, but you have to wonder whether the team's flashiest free agent signing will turn into not just a disappointment, but an actual bust. The former 1,000-yard receiver, signed to help replace Pierre Garçon and Deshaun Jackson, couldn't get on the field in front of Ryan Grant. He's totaled 37 receiving years over the past 2 weeks. His 223 receiving years rank 90th in the league. When he was on the field in the second half Monday, he dropped 2 more balls. And when he was asked about the momentum switch in the second quarter, Pryor answered as honestly as he could. "I don't know," he said. "I was on the sideline really, just cheering my teammates on and just trying to be the best teammate I could be on the sideline. Whatever I could do on the sideline." That's a lot of sideline talk, and it again points to the front office's bold off-season gambit, that both Jackson's game-breaking speed and Garçon's third-down reliability could be replaced, in part by a cast-off from Cleveland. Just think back to last year's win in Philadelphia, when Jackson made an otherworldly adjustment to a deep ball for an 80-yard touchdown catch, and Garçon snatched a fourth-down conversion leading to the game-winning score. Those qualities quite obviously are missed, even if the passing game isn't Washington's biggest concern. On Monday night, The vertical passing attack consisted almost entirely of 33-year-old tight end Vernon Davis running down the seam. And crucial third down pass attempts, to Jordan Reed, Jamison Crowder and Grant, came up short or fell incomplete. Maybe this was a game plan specific to Monday night, but it didn't exactly sound that way. Cousins said the plan was to rotate Pryor in maybe every third series or so, but as long as Josh was fresh and feeling good, to get Josh more involved. And when you add Vernon and Jordan and Chris Thompson, it doesn't leave a lot of space for 4 or 5 receivers. So you pick 2 or 3 and you go with them. And that tonight was Jamison and Josh Doctson and Ryan Grant, and I thought those 3 did a good job, and expect them to continue to be there. Best and worst moments from the Redskins-Eagles game. That leaves Pryor scrambling for leftovers. The Redskins have bigger concerns right now than a free agent misstep or a receiver's ego. The season could be done in by the offensive line carnage, combined with an upcoming 4-game death march against 4 NFC teams with at least .500 records. Pryor promised not to turn diva, saying, "You're not going to see any animosity with me, you're not going to see me angry." Still, this all has been an unpleasant and unhelpful shock. Pryor came here so strikingly sure of himself. Monday night, he was asked why it's been so difficult to get involved in Washington's offense. "I'm not sure," he said. "I'm not sure." More on the Redskins. Carson Wentz simply couldn't be stopped by Redskins' depleted defense. What is that giant chart ESPN's Sean McDonough is holding, and where did it come from? With heavy heart, Kirk Cousins ready for showdown with division rivals. Andreas Snapp grew up a Redskins fan, in Denmark. Now he's on the practice squad. Cowboys' Ezekiel Elliott will be eligible to play against